You open your eyes, your heart is racing, and your mind is clinging to the emotional weight of a story you just lived. But as you stare at your dimly lit bedroom, the details are already dissolving. The elaborate plot, the vivid characters, the surreal location, they all evaporate into a vague feeling that you simply had a dream. When that memory wipes itself clean, it is incredibly easy to assume you just spent the last 8 hours in a blank, thoughtless void. Most people will confidently tell you they simply do not dream. But this diagram of a typical human sleep cycle shows a different reality. You do dream, every single night. An average sleeper produces 4 to 6 discrete dreams per night. Over a single year, that multiplies into thousands of distinct stories. If you stretch that out over an average human lifespan, your brain will ultimately author hundreds of thousands of feature-length, fully realized subconscious experiences, which presents a bizarre contradiction. Your brain exerts an immense amount of energy to output a staggering volume of creative work every night, only to immediately throw almost every single piece of it directly into the trash the moment that you wake up. This side-by-side comparison of brainwave activity shows what happens when you enter the rapid eye movement, or REM, phase of sleep. The top frequency is a conscious, waking brain. The bottom frequency is a brain in REM sleep. They are nearly identical. During this phase, your mind is pulling off a massive computational feat. It is rendering complex three-dimensional environments, generating faces you've never seen, and simulating intense emotional states. In waking life, your brain relies on the hippocampus to record data and encode new memories. But during REM sleep, while the rest of the cortex fires rapidly to build the dream, the hippocampus almost completely powers down. It is a mechanical failure. Your mind's movie theater runs the projector at full blast, but the hard drive has been unplugged. Even if a few fragmented scenes bypass that hardware shutdown, they face a secondary defense mechanism. Your waking brain's information processing software is designed to reject them. In a dream, logic is fluid. You can be talking to your childhood teacher one second, and the next you're taking a final exam at a wooden desk sitting on the moon. Inside the dream, this feels entirely normal. But the moment you wake up, your conscious brain evaluates that memory file. Because your waking survival relies on strict sequential logic, the brain classifies a moon desk as corrupt, useless data and actively marks it for deletion. Then the physical environment finishes the job. Your alarm blares, you check your phone, you think about your morning commute. A massive influx of high-priority sensory data floods the system, instantly crushing whatever fragile dream memory was left. This timeline of sleep cycles illustrates an even more ruthless process. If you finish a dream, wake up briefly, and go back to sleep, the next REM cycle slides directly over the previous one. It overwrites the old file with new data. By the time morning actually arrives, a dream has survived an unwinnable gauntlet. It went unrecorded by your hardware, was rejected as junk by your cognitive software, and actively overwritten by your daily environment. Science can map the exact biological mechanics of how a dream is erased. What researchers still cannot definitively answer is why we expend the biological energy to create them in the first place. There are several working theories. Some evolutionary biologists argue that dreams act as an emotional therapy session. Others suggest they are a safe training simulator for real-world threats. Some neurologists maintain they are nothing but the random exhaust of neurons firing in the dark. But the lack of a definitive purpose doesn't diminish the reality of what the brain is actually doing. Your mind possesses the inherent capacity to generate fully realized alternate realities. You live hundreds of parallel lives, feeling genuine fear, profound joy, and total surprise as one environment seamlessly transitions into the next. These immense architectural spaces and complex narratives are built, inhabited, and experienced exclusively for an audience of one. Every night, your brain constructs a secret, private universe, and every morning, to